Breaking news, everyone. Clavicular got frame mogged by an ASU frat leader. He got frame mogged. It was very tragic. And we thought, hey, the Joestars would for sure mog Clavicular. And maybe that would cheer Clavicular up.
All right, we're gonna go through all the main universe Joestars and describe part 1 through 6, how they would mog Clavicular and why.
Yeah, so starting off with Jonathan, he's got wide shoulders, extremely long clavicles, and he has a massive ridge cave, dude. He's in like the top 0.01%. He has that warlord genes. His testosterone is like 1,000. It's crazy, dude.
Because he's a thick neck, high androgen signaling aesthetic, 80s hypermasculine proportions. Really, it's just he's a nuclear tier Mogger. He's the ultimate Mogger in all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Nobody in the show or in real life stands a chance against him.
Yeah, even Dio was like, yo, Jonathan, your bod, I want it. Because his sexual dimorphism is just max. And, Dio was just playing with his schlong, dude. That's crazy. And, like, his frame cell status, it's impossible. This guy is truly a gift of nature. And he passed those genes on to his descendants.
He also height mogs Clavicular.
Yeah, he height mogs clavicular. Clav, he's like 6'2". Jonathan is like 6'4". Oof, man, he's like a rugby player. Then we have his grandson, Joseph Joestar. Even though he is a jester maxer and he's like a brute, he is somewhat of a pretty boy, and he's got a wide frame hybrid swimmer build archetype. And he's got that like social halo effect. High tier normie slayer charisma maxer, dude. He definitely muse. It's crazy.
And Joseph also height mogs Clavicular. He's basically just a slightly worse version of Jonathan Joestar, just if you add all the jester maxing and extra charisma. So once again, he just utterly and absolutely mogs Clavicular. No real competition.
Yeah, dude. Clavicular would be depressed if Jonathan was in around him, especially if they're on an airplane. Next up, we have Jotaro. Now, this guy, he wears a coat, and his coats are almost like a vantage point, but for his muscles. It makes him appear larger. But even if he takes it off, he's still strong. He's just great. He's lean. He's just a gym cell, a true gym cell fantasy achieved frame muscle synergy. And we definitely know that he probably micro needles or and muse in his free time. And he's just on the next level. This guy practices no fap.
Yeah, Jotaro just massive delts and traps, amplifies his whole width illusion, an elite V taper, deltoid halo effect, small waist relative to upper body. Again, he's just a slightly worse version of the Jonathan Joestar archetype, just like Joseph. It's no competition. We saw firsthand in part 3 how every
Yeah,
girl
the
in the school was
Foids.
just attracted to him.
The Foids were going crazy about him. They were like competing with one another, calling one ugly, calling the other one having no boobs. It's like, come on. These Foids ain't worth 2 pennies, Jotaro. Keep maxing. And that's what he did. In the other parts, he's like wine. He gets better with age. Now we have Josuke. Okay. Josuke Higashikata. He's got the hunter eyes, good upper eyelid exposure. His maxilla projections forward enough to avoid flat mid face. No recessive look. His facial thirds are very balanced, and his like chin projection is pretty good. He's a pretty handsome dude, though Clavicular is taller than him. If Josuke uses like vantage points, he can certainly mog Clavicular, and if Clavicular gets too pushy, he can use a stand crazy diamond to bone smash his face and to make him ugly, like he did to the guy that was messing with the turtle.
Josuke has noticeably wide clavicles, thick upper chest, broad rib cage, strong V taper, shoulder dominance. He's really just a top tier structural mogger, and we've seen, at least in the manga, early build Josuke was very much muscular, just like the previous 3 Joestars. Not quite as much, but still muscular. But he did slim down later on in the series. That just shows his potential. He has potential to be the bodybuilder type, and he has potential to be the aesthetic type. So really, he still mogs Clavicular, but probably not as strongly as the previous three Joestars.
Now there is one issue though he does Mog Clavicular. If you mention anything about his hair in a negative way, that will spike his cortisol, and I think that could be an issue that he has. But he's a Joestar. He's just in his blood. He Mogs. What can I say? Then we have Giorno. Giorno's got a good Canthal tilt, very positive. Upper eyelid exposure, slightly hooded, hunter eyes. He's a pretty good looking fella, and the Foids were kind of like flocking around him when Koichi showed up. So, and he even rizzed up. This is so cool, dude. Giorno's so cool. He rizzed up the prison guard lady. He handed her a flower. Perfect disguise. Genius.
Giorno really is the pretty boy bone structure merchant, right? He's got an extremely small waist, long limb portions, aesthetic symmetry, very high androgynous appeal. This is, really, I mean, the art style shift in JoJo started to happen in part 4, but part 5 is really where it started catching the full golden wind. And so Giorno really is kind of like the ultimate androgynous aesthetic build type. He mogs clavicular still, but it's just in a very different way compared to the previous Joestars.
And unlike Clavicular, Giorno he doesn't need the Jester Max at all. He is the boss of the mafia. He just sits down. He's literally the top G. He is quite literally the top G. That's what the G stands for. Giorno, Mogs. Like being a Mogger's in his DNA, with the two dads. Does Clavicular have two dads? No. So Giorno has high levels of testosterone too. And he's only 15. He still has time to grow.
All right, guys, and I mean, you just see some of the poses he pulled off. I mean, he probably pulled off the ultimate Mog in the entirety of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure when he achieved Gold Experience Requiem. He just absolutely mogged Diavolo and just, ended up killing him. So, yeah, he would mog Clavicular.
And due to his dad being a vampire, his hair went from black to blonde. So he's kind of like technically a natural blonde, unlike Clavicular. And, the Foids like that. Now we're going to move on to Jolene. Now, even though she is a Foid, she has hunter eyes and a good, low body fat and good bone visibility. She's a good looking gal.
All right, Jillian, I mean, moderately wide clavicles, defined delts, very tight waist, balanced hip structure, visible collarbone definition, clear shoulder presence, strong V to X silhouette transition. Like, I mean, it is a little tough, when you're comparing a woman and a man in terms of mogging capabilities. We don't usually see that in this kind of field, but you just have to, based on her defined structures, based on her lineage. We thought we'd include her. And still, I mean, it's really just in the Joestar blood, right? She comes directly from Jotaro. She's kind of just got natural mogging in her veins.
Yeah, so we're moggers. We got light eyes. We wanted you guys to know that we mog. The real way to really mog is charisma, guys. And if you want true charisma, you should make your heart and mind beautiful. No need to smash your bones or anything like that, or even wear makeup. But guys, thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe.
All right, guys, help us mog every other YouTube channel. Peace.
Peace.